What is up? Let me know if you guys can hear any of the sound. I'm just gonna check the sound real quick. Oh, we are live. What's my channel? There we go. Hearing the sound. All right. The sounds. I think I can hear my fan in the background. I'm probably gonna turn that off. Oh, we're gonna keep the headphones off today. Let me just double check. Double check. All right. I guess it's just me to start it off today. Um, Welcome to another Black Tech Experience Live. Let's see if I can click the. Where's the button to do that? Man, I spent 15 minutes preparing for this, maybe even 30. I can't even remember my hotkeys anymore. Mm, there we go. There we go. We are cooking. We are cooking. Um, Welcome to another stream of the Black Tech Experience. If you don't know me, my name is Rami. I am a software engineer at a FANG company. Here to tell you about all my adventures, give you all of the advice that I wish somebody would have told me before starting this journey. And so today I have a very special live stream for you. I'm going to be talking about how to be more productive as a software engineer, giving you 5 key tips. I got a reaction video. We're also going to do a tier list in case you want to know what companies are best for you, what companies should you be aiming for. You want to stick around for that. And then finally, we will be designing a Discord bot. So if you have ever wanted to know what it is like to be a software engineer, what does my day to day look like? You've come to the right place. I will be answering all of that in this episode, and I'll give you a what is it, a background on the cloud and all things necessary to understand how to be a designer of software. It takes a lot of time. And so, without further ado, let me see. I think we got it. Oh, I think I'm probably the only person here. We are going to get into it. So, how to be productive, how to get the most productivity out of yourself as a software engineer from a famed software engineer. If you don't know me, my name is Rami. I've been to companies I've worked for companies like Google as an intern, Twitch as a software engineer. Um, I've been all over the place. I've gotten my master's degree from Cornell in computer science. I've gotten my bachelor's in computer science from Fisk University Black Ivy League. So, but today I will be giving you 5 tips in order to maximize your productivity as a software engineer. And number one, the most controversial, clean your room. I know some people don't want to hear that. Even me, if you talked to me 10 years ago, I was a very disorganized person. I worked hard. I did everything. I was the one who studied all the time, all night, and received bad grades. And some of this is due to me not being able to compartmentalize information in a fast, swift way. Once I became a software engineer and I've been able to work with valedictorians, I've been able to work with people from Harvard, I understand that the more organized you are, the faster you can go. The more you can get done, in less time. And so this is so underrated. Like I use a Jira board just for this channel, just to track to see, am I getting the things done? Am I capturing the information so that I don't have to think about it later? This is extremely important and it's a hard skill to teach. I'm not sure. I think I have personally learned this through failing, just failing all the time and just being mad at myself. Like, I never want this to happen again. And so it's important. It's important to be able to move fast. It's important to be able to organize things. And lastly, as a software engineer, you need to be able to define ambiguity or work on ambiguous problems so that you can define how are we going to tackle this. As you become more senior, as you go after the bigger bags, right? They want you to work on problems that sometimes they don't know the answer to. Nobody on the planet has ever come up with an answer before. And that starts with your ability to be organized. And so, underrated, clean your room, be organized. That's my number one tip. So, number two, practice interviewing every 3 months. To be honest with you, I think this is another controversial topic because I would say the process of interviewing, doing leak code, doing these things, it's almost useless towards my day-to-day job. It is almost useless. And I don't necessarily believe that just because somebody is really good at these interviewing questions does not necessarily mean that this guy is going to be really good as a software engineer. But it's something that we have to bite the bullet on. We are defined by our ability to write code. In the way that we can prove ourselves is through these leak code problems. And so oftentimes Google, other companies, they will see, they will have great candidates that they believe and they know can do the job at a high level, but these guys cannot do these leak code questions. And so it sucks. It really does. I would recommend using tools like Pramp, which is more face to face with another software engineer who's trying to learn like you. And it can be a great way to build your network up. Pramp is this website where you give somebody a interviewing question and then they give you a question. It's a fair exchange for your time, and it can be a good way to practice how an interviewer thinks. And also, if you have money to invest, I would do Interviewing.io. You can pay to get practice interviews with people at the companies you want to work for, like Netflix, like Google. I haven't checked in a while, but I'm sure they have a ton more options, and I would highly recommend it. I know some of you don't want to invest in your education, and that should be a tip. That should be something that I can make an entirely new video out of. Invest in your education. I've been to Cornell, right? Like man, like if you guys knew how much debt I'm in, how much money I spent on my YouTube channel, how much money I spent just to learn, how much money I spend just to be a better programmer, you guys would be appalled. I definitely spent over 10 grand in education for myself. So, of course, some of you don't have that, but software engineering, especially when you get to the higher levels and you make the most money possible, it's definitely worth that investment. And so, number three, I would say one of the most underrated things I've ever done in my career is get a mentor. Now, some of you are going to say, how do I get a mentor? How do I get somebody to want to help me? And I'll give you an example of this. When I was in school, I helped my teacher. He worked for Google, right? He was teaching the class. I was a TA for him, and I did it for free. And because I worked with him and I gave him something constantly, week after week, delivering value, this guy helped me with mock interviews. And so that's what you want. That's how you make a mentorship with somebody that you like. It can start with you simply just giving. I think Gary Vaynerchuk has a book. It's called Hook Hook Jab. It's like you start, you give, and you give, and then finally use hate. Many of you, excuse me, I had the verb. Many of you come up to me and you have this attitude, not attitude. You want something from me, right? You want my time. You want me to maybe look at your design. You want me to help out with your business. You want me to do X. I don't have time. And that's especially like, could you imagine me doing that for 20 different people? So how can I'm not, you guys don't have to give me anything. I'm not looking for anybody to mentor. But if you did want to be mentored by somebody like me, you have to think about the things that I want and I need and I'm looking for. And definitely, I want to help people, but it can't always be for free. So make sure that whenever you're asking somebody for a mentorship, that it is in good faith and goodwill. Um, Also, yeah, I got a mentorship just by being friendly with somebody on my team. As he was leaving, I got to work on the project after he left, and then I understood how talented this dude was. And I just told him, I was like, hey man, can I have 30 minutes of your time every month? I'm just gonna talk about what's going on in my career and you just give me feedback. And he said yes. That's another thing, right? Like I didn't say like, hey, every week I want you to be ready for me to hold a space for me. I just said 30 minutes every month. It's a small ask out of his time, and it does benefit us both because once you mentor somebody, you get to answer all their questions. You get to see the game from a different vantage point. Teaching is an important part of growth. So find a mentor, be a mentor, great things. So, number 4, master the art of applying to jobs. This is so critical. I think I have wasted so much energy in this game. I have failed a lot of interviews with all of the companies you can think of. And sometimes I didn't tell the recruiter, hey, can we connect on LinkedIn? I want to apply there again in a year as my skills develop. And I don't think you guys know how underrated that is, right? Like, let's say I'm in a situation right now where I want to leave my job. I can skip the lines because I have a contact with somebody. I was nice to that person. Like some people even send out messages like "Happy Christmas. I hope you're having a good time." And so it's things like that. Establishing a relationship with a recruiter can be beneficial. Recruiters want you to win. When you win, if you get the job, the recruiter gets paid for you getting the job. So they want to see you win. You have to be vocal. You have to provide that relationship. And so, yeah. Also, what if you don't have these recruiters? Where do you go get them? If you're new in the industry, what are you looking for? Go to career fairs. Go to career fairs. I've seen people get jobs at Twitch making the same, great money, right? $100,000 salary, great company, free food, just because they went to a career fair. It might sound, I understand, like, I didn't go to career fairs when I was in college, right? Because I was like, man, this is a lot of effort. I don't know if it's going to be worth it. That stuff might have saved me years and maybe hundreds of thousands of dollars in a year if I would have just went to the career fair, right? Why cold approach, right? If you don't have anybody in any contacts in the industry, you have to cold approach. You have to basically walk up to women and uh, try to get their phone number on the street. And if you know, then you know. But that can be really challenging. And a lot of people make friends and they get girlfriends just because they are connected in different social circles so that it doesn't have to be a stranger just coming off the street. And so, master the art, go to career fairs. I'm going to the Black is Tech conference. I don't know if there's a video up there. It hasn't happened yet. It'll probably happen in a month. But Really looking forward to it. I'll let you guys know what happens. But yeah, that's an important trait when you are looking for jobs is having a network. Like you guys probably will never understand, you know, how many people get jobs because they knew somebody on the inside. You would think that at Google or at your favorite company that everybody in there has gotten through by doing these rigorous tests, but there are anomalies. There are easier test situations where they don't ask the brouhaha questions. So you want to make sure that you are utilizing your network. I definitely like anytime I apply to a job, right? I know I got a network from Cornell, I got a network from Fisk, and all the jobs I went to. I say, hey, I see you're working here. Can you give me a referral link? And so that's a way you got to be shameless about it. And like people want to help you. People get referral bonuses when you help. So utilize your network, go to career fairs. It'll make the process that much easier. And even people at my level, right? I have Twitch, I have Google. I've been in the industry for a very long time, and still, I will get ignored by companies like Netflix or Discord. But I guarantee one thing: if I did have somebody in the inside, it wouldn't be like that. Look at this guy. There's a content creator. His name is Primogen, and he talks about how he knew a technology. He met somebody at Netflix. They gave him a shot, and he got it. And it's like now that dude is probably a millionaire, and he didn't do half as much stuff as I did. So, um, yeah, life is a journey. And number five, um, always continue to learn and grow. Like I can't tell you guys how much things changed in my industry. Like if you would have looked back 4 years, nobody would have been talking about using AI to be a programmer. But I don't have to. I use prompts daily just to see how code would look. You know, it's not good enough to replace my job, but it is a great starting point. If you are not using AI to write code, if you are not asking questions, you are behind. You are under a rock. You are slow. This is the fastest way to get some answers today, and it's only going to grow and get better as the future goes. So, another good thing, if you're into learning new programming languages, I would learn Rust. It's going to be around for a very long time, very hard learning curve, but it's definitely, Rust, Elixir, some languages, if you learn them, you make more money just because the community is looking for more developers like that. And so these are my 5 key tips on how to be as productive as possible as a software engineer. Clean your room, practice interviewing questions from LeetCode, whatever. Um, Small tip, invest in your education. Find mentors, be a mentor, give back to the community, master the art of applying to the jobs, and always continue to learn. If you do these things, you are going to have a great career regardless of AI, right? Because you'll be able to use the AI, you'll be able to have the community, you'll be able to get the jobs. So that is my take on how to be as productive as possible as a software engineer. All right. So, um, yeah, feels good. Glad everybody. Is anybody in here, man? Looks like we only got one person at the current moment, but that is okay. Um, Let me see if I can queue up the next thing. Um, if Let me see if the one person that's in here has any questions. I will be glad to answer them live on air. How are you guys liking it that my glasses are off? I don't know if you're watching this in the replay. Somebody said my glasses are like can be distracting because you see the glare in them. But man, when I tell you I cannot, and like looking at the screen sucks without them. Like, but yeah, anything to get a little bit better as a software engineer is important. Um, I see this video. So we have this video. It's Tech Jobs Back. We're gonna watch it. I'm gonna react to it. Hopefully it'll be a good video. Have some key insights. I do think, like, honestly, guys, I do think um I'm starting to get more. Oh, what happened? Bruh. All right, my bad for that. I'm clicking on all these different screens and now I'm off. But what was I saying? I'm getting a lot more hits on my job applications, which is a good thing. Um, yeah, like the industry goes ups and downs. Like right now, it seems like people are just looking for senior and mid level engineers. But I don't even like, to be honest with you, like, whew, getting a job today is tough. It is very, very tough. Um, and so let me see. Maybe I just need to switch. Cancel. I'm going to. I'm gonna move myself over. That's what I'm gonna do. All right. Yeah, that works. That works a lot better. All right. So, and then I can get over here and I can say that. Um, man, I am having some trouble over here, but yeah, I think we're ready to start sharing my screen. Hopefully, there's no music in the video. Stop cam present. Yeah. No, not that. That. Yes. All right. Perfect. I am not technologically inclined. Let's see if I can pull that out. All right. So we got my different modes. All right, guys. We are I guess we're gonna. I guess we're gonna start here. Let me press my button. All right, guys, we are live. And I guess if you're watching this as a vibe, we're not live. This is part of my live stream. Check me out most Mondays. But we're looking at a video, our tech jobs back, 5 key insights. So hopefully we can figure out some information on how to get a job. Maybe I can add a little, I'll probably be able to add something, right? I'll add a little bit, see if I can help you guys. If you're non-CS major, if you don't come from a traditional background, I don't. The job market right now is pretty cutthroat. I'm not gonna lie to you, but um, take a look at this video. We're gonna see if we can get any information out of it. I'm gonna make it a full screen. Let me know if you guys can hear any of this noise in the background. I want to make sure that we have the best viewing experience. But no, we'll do it another time. We'll do it another time. I don't think it's that bad.
Our tech job.
Whew, that was too loud for me. That was way too loud.
Jobs back. Are the numbers going back up after a couple of years of decline in layoffs? Well, in this video, I want to give you some stats and data that indicate that things might be looking up again. The tide may be turning. And we'll look at 5 helpful insights from these statistics. Let's get started. Number 1, tech jobs are climbing, reaching its.
I'm not gonna lie to you guys. I hear the music in the background with this dude. I'm sorry. I'm gonna have to end it there. Yeah. Ugh. That sucks. Thought it was gonna be good. I didn't hear the music yesterday, but yeah. Let me see. This music in. Let me check. Yeah. Sorry for that. It looks like that video has too much music in it, so not a very good pick. I'm gonna just move on with the show. Um, Let me get you back over here and over here. I'll just go here. And so, yep, looks like we got a few more people in here. If you got any more questions, just let me know. I would be happy to answer them. But I think we're going to move into another portion of this, which is the tier list. And so, um, basically, I went ahead and created a tier list of some of the companies I've worked with and some of the companies that I feel like you guys probably want to know what it's like to interview there. And I'm going to rank them on the scale. So I'm going to pull that up. I'm trying to. How do I get this? Man, my voice sounds kind of funny today. Let's see if I can pull this up. Tier maker. All right. And so we're going to exit out of that. And we are going to share my screen. Oh, that's a pain to look at. I swear it's always something, right? So let's do this. And we're going to do this. And we are going to present. And now that looks a lot better. All right, guys. So if you don't know me, let me go ahead and mark this timestamp. If you guys don't know me, my name is Robert Pruitt. I'm a software engineer at a FANG company. And today I am bringing you my tier list of companies to work for. And you're going to see something. I'm going to get a close up. Let's see if I can make it even bigger. You're going to see something really, what's interesting about my tier list is that you see at the top, I'm going to be ranking it by high value for non-CS majors. These are jobs like if you've never programmed a day in your life, right? How do you get to the 200K? Do I think it's realistic? And so I have a list of companies, and some of them I've worked for, some of them I've interviewed for, and I'm going to be ranking them and letting you know what do I think. Is it something that is, and this tier list is for somebody that has never programmed before, right? Like, what is the possibility that a programmer who does not come from a traditional background can get into a Google or Facebook or something like that? So let's take a look. So we can start with Amazon. Amazon, I would say, is a great company to get some experience. It is, they give a lot of people chances, right? Out of all the FANG companies, if there was one company, let me get a code. So, out of all the FANG companies, if there is one company that is most likely that you are going to work at, it is Amazon. And Amazon gives a lot of people chances, whether you dropped out of college, whether you've gone to Harvard. Like Amazon, you see a wide spectrum of talent at Amazon. And so for that reason, I'm going to say, but at the same time, Amazon is kind of one of the more cooler tech companies. They definitely give you some unreasonable demands. You don't get free food like all the other FANG companies. So I'm going to point, for now, I'm going to say it's mid. I almost want to say yes if nothing else exists, just because, guys, like I can't even tell you, is money and this looks terrible. I probably should have done a better job of this, but if you guys can see, I'm putting Amazon right there on my list in the mid category. Um, yeah, I want to put it a little bit lower, but I do think it, in my opinion, money is not worth the pain and the sacrifice and the struggle. But definitely, if you're a young kid, you probably want to make a name for yourself. You probably want to like get the bag. So for y'all, I'm gonna say it's mid. Now, American Express. So I used to work in the industry as a contractor for American Express, and I have seen varying levels of talent. Like I've seen some people come in without any CS degree and get a job. In my experience, like when you work a FANG company compared to a non CS company, it's like a whole different ball game. Like generally at these FANG companies, they're run by a lot of smart young people that are working long hours. And when you get to a company that is already established, usually it's being run by older people and they don't really touch the business logic, right? American Express, they might come out with a new blockchain invention, but they know that their money maker is the credit cards. And the credit card business, they might need to get more machines, but it's not changing a whole lot. And so for that, I would say I'm going to put it as mid as well because you're going to make a lot of money. It's not going to be that hard to get in if you have the right degree and you go to the recruiter and you talk. Um, I can definitely see somebody in a non-CS background getting to this job and doing very well. So Apple, I would say, let me think, guys. I have probably never received a serious interview from Apple in all of my like time. And so I'm going to use that as a basis that these guys are pretty selective. That's not to say that you can't get in there, right? They might have some great people in there, but um, yeah, I would say Apple can be selective. I've seen some of my friends that go um, to what is it, companies in California, or they went to university in California. They got into there a lot easier. And again, guys, a lot of this stuff is just being in the right place at the right time. And so I worked harder than this dude, but he got into Apple just because he went to a traditional CS school and they were recruiting at his place. So I'm going to be putting Apple as high value for CS majors. Um, I think, yeah, you could find your way into Apple even though you don't have a traditional CS degree. It's just going to take a lot more networking and a lot more studying of skills. So we are at Discord. Guys, like I love Discord. I think everybody wants to work at Discord, but Discord is kind of interesting. Like the two main languages that they use is Elixir and Rust. It's C++ and React. So those are four languages. And they are highly selective about the people that they allow in there. I had I remember I applied to Twitch. This was, I mean, not Twitch. I applied to Discord. Uh, this was pre me working at Twitch, and I got rejected within like 2 hours. So yeah, they're pretty selective. I would not, um, bro. Like, and they're a smaller company. Um, can I see somebody getting into there? Uh, Now that I think about it, I've done the tier list. I think S is supposed to be the highest, right? And the green lowest. But yeah, I would say I'm gonna put this Discord. Don't even try. Like if you are a non-traditional CS person, I would not even try to get into Discord. It is going to be a waste of your time for a while. And I'm not saying like, what if Discord grows, right? what if Discord, and let me get a close up back on the thing. What if Discord grows, right? What if Discord becomes interfaces with PlayStation, Xbox, and they just have all this business. They do that stuff. Yeah, maybe you can get in, but I would say Discord probably not even worth it. Um, not worth trying to get into. Like they probably will come to you, or your network will probably be at Discord, and they will probably be like, "You're a strong dude," unfortunately. And so, Meta. Let me see. Does this tier list make sense? Like, I want to rank this guys for y'all. Like, in a sense, let me do a backup, and I'm gonna make this a point. So, you guys, I am making this tier list for you for the non-CS majors, right? How likely are you to get a job at this company? The top of it is for it is if you are very likely and it's this good value. And the bottom is for, hey, you are probably not going to get a job at this place in your lifetime, no matter how hard you work. Like, don't even try. You'll probably find better opportunities if you just don't even try to work for this company. So, and I placed Discord at the very end just because they're extremely selective. And I don't even know, I'm not interviewing for them, but I imagine it's going to be tough. Meta is a great company. Meta you can get into because they have a lot of offices, right? It's not like Discord. It's not a smaller company. I would say, and yeah, I want to say I believe that Facebook is extremely selective about the people that they allow into their place. Like I've seen people say that they did well on the interviews and they still couldn't get the job just because they didn't know anybody on the inside. I remember I had a Facebook recruiter and she said, if you don't know somebody on the inside, it's going to be tough for you to get in because, right, they want somebody to vouch for you. Even like that's what I'm saying. Even when you pass all the interviews, right, you still might not get the job. And so for that reason, I'm going to be ranking Meta as mid, just because you probably are not getting in there unless you have the skill, number one. And then number two, you know somebody, your connections and your network is at Facebook. Or, you've worked 10 years at Netflix and they just like, we believe you, bro. Other than that, I think Meta is a hard sell for people to like dream about. Next, we have one of my favorite companies, someplace that I want to get to. I've seen a lot of black engineers make it all the way to the top. Not a lot, maybe a few. But I think this company is lit. I've had an interview with them, and it wasn't any of that leak code nonsense. It was can you solve this problem within 2 hours? And I didn't. I think I wasn't ready for that style of interview, but I think that is super realistic to how it might look in real life. And so, for that reason, I'm giving GitHub high value for non-traditional CS majors. GitHub is a great company. You're probably going to make well over 100K. And you work remotely, right? So let's say you want to fly to Cancun, work for a week, fly to Texas, maybe go to New York for a month. You can do that with GitHub. You can't do that with Google. Like, actually, I don't know. With Google, you could. I've seen some people work remotely, but the point I'm trying to make is that a lot of companies are not going to allow you to, like Amazon wants you to work in the office. So with that in mind, we're at Google, and I would say it is high value for CS majors, right? Like, don't get me wrong, people who have been through boot camps can get in there, but super selective. they're not playing fair. Man, guys, I can tell you, I had an interview with Google, and my recruiter told me that the reason that I didn't get the job is that I did my interview on a Google Drive doc, and this guy entered it into a compiler, and it didn't work. And I'm like, bro, like, and he showed up late. I'm like, bro, like, if I had a compiler in front of me, I would have done it. But hey, that's life. That is life. So Microsoft, pretty selective. I'm not completely sure. Um, Microsoft hires a lot of people, so I'm gonna give it a high value. Microsoft is pretty good. I can see a lot of non-CS majors getting into there eventually, and the work-life balance is pretty good, so you might end up staying there longer. Netflix. Um, Netflix is not even worth trying. If you don't know anybody on the inside, if you don't know anybody on the inside and you are not really strong into engineering, it's probably not a good idea to even try to get into Netflix. Right now, Netflix has grown a lot. They used to only hire seniors. And right now they are hiring junior engineers. So it is, there's some more potential in the future for them to grow and help people out, but pretty selective. I personally, right, I have experience in Twitch ads, and Netflix is big on ads now. I cannot get an interview with Netflix, and that should let you know, right? With my experience, Cornell, me having Twitch on my resume, right? Me having all these industry experience, I can still not get an interview with Netflix. Even if I reached out to the recruiters, they just get so many people trying to get in there. Netflix probably is going to pay you the most money out of all the tech companies. And because of that, they're selective. Salesforce, I don't know a lot about Salesforce. I've had one of my worst interviews there. Like the guy just went to lunch on me. I thought that was interesting. I wanted to put in here. I think Salesforce is a pretty big company. So, but through that experience, I'm going to give them a mid. Now, Square, another great company. Square has a realistic interview process. If you want to get in a Cash App block, I loved the interviewing process for Square. I thought it was fair. You could basically go about doing these things they basically try to solve the problem together. It's not like hey, can you solve this problem? If you're not, you're an idiot. It's like, hey, me and you work together. Let's see how me and you work together. Can we solve this problem? The dude is not going to give you the answer, but he is going to try to work with you. I really respect that culture, and definitely they have a big bag, and they were remote, so it can be. I think it's a great company. Super realistic, even if you're not. Even if you're not a big programmer, right? They give realistic questions, and more people should do that. I don't know why I have Google in here twice. Twitch is interesting, man. I've seen people get into Twitch with no interviews, and that is super selective. Not super selective. That's networking at your finest. Twitch, from what I have seen, the interviews have not been that hard. But guys, I applied to Twitch when I was in college, ignored, right? So getting the interview can be insanely difficult. But for that reason, I'm going to say, and then look, the value of Twitch. Twitch is great. I would say, I've seen people, I want to put Twitch at the top, right? I've seen non-traditional CS majors get in there, right? But I was laid off from Twitch. And so I want to keep that in mind, right? I've heard a lot of people say the culture has changed. It's not the same anymore. And they're on the downturn. So for that reason, I'm going to say high value for CS majors. And I'm not saying definitely you can get in there if you're not a CS major. But yeah, I'm going to give one more close up of my list just so you can see it. Make sure that it's in big. This is the list right now. And yeah, let me guys know if you want me to rate any other company. Yeah, stay. Don't even try to apply to Google. I mean, not Google. Don't even try to apply to Discord or Netflix right now. It's just it is. If I can't get in and you are a student, actually pause that. If you are a student, you might have an easier time getting an interview. If you go to a career fair and if Netflix is hiring students from your school, then that's a great sign. But other than that, I think it might not even be worth your time. So appreciate you guys for listening. Let me know if you want me to add any more companies. I would love to do this again. But other than that, we are out. So my guy says, sounds like somewhere you don't want to work, struggle security. What company are you? I think he's probably talking about when I was talking about Salesforce and the guy went to lunch on me. Let me get it close up back on the camera. There we go. Yeah. Guys, don't get me wrong, right? I've heard people say bad stories about Google back in the day, and I'm not trying to like talk bad about any of these companies. These are just my experiences and what I've seen. Somebody could have a bad experience at Google. Somebody could have a great experience at Amazon, which is the company that most people will say, they got their heads on their desk and they're crying, and it's just so unfair. Yeah, life is what you make it. And yeah, it's just you gotta roll with the punches. Let's see. So we are I do that. Scala. There we go. We are back on the main screen, and I want to look at my doc. So we've done the tier list, and now we can get into designing my Discord bot, right? So let me pull some stuff up in the background while we're looking. I don't know. Yeah, let's start here. And let's pull that over here. And let's remove that while I pull that up. And we are going to share this screen. I'm going to share the entire screen on that side. Oh, we can't do that. All right, it's fine. I don't know why they're not going to let me do that. All these issues. All right, we'll start here. We will start here. All right, guys. My name is Rami Pruitt. I'm a software engineer at a famed company. And today I have a very special video for you. If you have ever wanted to know what is the job of a software engineer, what does my day-to-day job look like? This is the video for you. I'm going to be breaking it down. What do I do on my day-to-day job? And I'm actually going to do it by giving you a real problem. So I have this idea, right? I want a Discord bot that is a leaderboard of all the people who are watching my videos, right? So that I can see who are the people on my, who are the people that are really rocking with me, right? And so this goes back to what I was saying originally, like software engineers have to come into a problem, right? And we have to bring order to it. We have to make decisions. We have to decide how is this going to look like. So generally, an idea like this starts with a product manager, right? A product manager is supposed to go out. He's supposed to listen to the customers, and he's supposed to come up with a product, a new feature that is going to make the customers happier, that's going to get more users, that's going to get more watch time. It starts with that. So with this Discord app, right? Let's say our Discord bot or Discord leaderboard, right? Let's say I really want, and let me share my screen. I'm going to share my screen. Oh, yeah, it's already shared. So we got, I'm going to make this kind of big. So I'm going to write that out, and I'm going to say it's going to start with just a, oh, I don't want to do that. Bear with me. I'm going to do Control Z, and I'm going to, where's their text tool? Where is, okay, there it is. All right, so I have this idea. I want a Discord bot that can enter a command and see a leaderboard, right? That's number one, right? I want a Discord bot that you can, or a Discord command. Let's say we're not even going to call it Discord bot. We're going to say I want a Discord command that you can, or I guess it is a bot. I guess it is a bot. We'll keep calling it a bot. I want a Discord bot that can set people up. Let me see if I can make this bigger. You guys need to say something when the stuff is not big. Is this even bigger? And we'll make it even bigger than that. Can I make this like in dark? Let's see, extra large. Yeah, we'll just try that, extra large. And you guys gotta help me out. When a Discord bot. Text to line, opacity. I want it dark. I want it large. And then, so we have this, and we're gonna make this an extra large as well. And let's see if I can make this stroke a little bit deep. I want a Discord bot so that people can enter a command to be added to the leaderboard. Added, and we're going to add added or leave the leaderboard, right? Let's see what else I want to do. I want a Discord bot that can enter a command and see a leaderboard. I want a Discord bot that can enter command to add or leave the leaderboard. And then we'll add some more requirements, right? So let's see if I can do this. All right, cool, great. I want a Discord bot. I want to be able to post a URL in a channel, and whoever clicks the URL first gets points, right? So I have these 3 requirements. I'm going to read them again just in case you were not here. Let me, damn. I'm already cussing on stream, bro. All right, we're going to start here. All right, guys, we have 3 commands. This is what I want from my Discord bot, right? I want a Discord bot that can enter a command and see a leaderboard. I want a Discord bot that when I enter a command, I can be added to the game. and then I wanted to be able to lead to, right? And then I want to be able to post a URL in a channel. Like, let's say it's a YouTube video, and I want to see whoever's the first to click the URL is will get points on the in the leaderboard. So this is basically I've basically done for us the product management side, right? Could you imagine I've gamified the process of being in my Discord. I've made it fun. Like, I want to be number one, right? Like, let's say there's somebody on my in my leaderboard. I'm like, whoever's number one, I'm gonna give you free memberships to my channel, right? That's the type of stuff. I really want to know the people who are rocking with me. And then when you inspire people to compete in order to when you inspire people to compete, then you are it will make them more wanting to compete. That's a terrible way to say it. When you inspire people to compete, when you make it fun for them, then that's when you'll see some change. So I have these three ideas, right? And so maybe we can go down here and back up a little bit. Excuse me. I'm gonna come over here. I'm gonna back out. So we're gonna put over here, and I'm gonna make one more for this. I wonder if I can do it. So we're gonna call this the business requirements. Right? We have our business requirements. Now we got to go in. So in my day-to-day job, I generally don't do things like this. I don't generally as a software engineer, unless you're at a startup, you don't get to say what we're going to be working on. So let's move this down, right? And so now we have API. Like, what are the APIs that I need to learn in order to do this, right? So we need to know a few things, probably. We need to know the YouTube API, right? I think the integration with this, actually, I didn't even talk about that, right? Command C leaderboard. I'm going to add one more to this because I didn't make it clear. Enter Command C leaderboard. And I'm going to add one more. I want to be able to see who is liking and watching / watching. Why? I don't even know how to spell watching. Watching, sharing my videos, right? That way I can identify the real fans, right? The ones who are rocking with me when I have 0 people in the stream. But that's fine. It's cool. So what APIs are we going to need to know? So we have these business requirements. We're going to need to know YouTube's API, right? And we're going to need to know Discord's API. Now I'm going to make another field, and we're going to say, what tech are we using? What is the tech stack? Right? We need some type of database, right? When you think of a leaderboard, actually, we can even go even further than that. How big is this? So I don't know if you guys are familiar with the agile bike concept. Let me see if I can pull it up. MVP bicycle. Right, there it is. Let's see if I can get a close-up of this image. All right, so I am going to leave this and I'm going to add share screen. Oh no, that's not what I want. Is this what you want? Yeah. So if you can see here, I'm not supporting this website, but the image is what I really like. Okay, there we go. We got the image on full screen. Not like this. Like many people, guys, many people, when you have a project, let me go back. I'm going to add this timestamp. Many people, when you have a project, you will do what you see on the top here, right? You will try to make it all come together at the very end instead of iteratively starting with something that does work and then iteratively making it a little bit better, right? Like first it's a skateboard, now it's a scooter, now it's a bicycle, now it's a motorcycle, and now it's a car. And so when you are in a project, if you spent a month on it and you had nothing, you have not done anything, that gives you a lot of inspiration to quit, right? That's why we start with a motorcycle, right? Or start with a skateboard. Once you start with something that basically works, then you can transition it to make it a little bit better. And so I want us to be thinking about that as we are making the bot. So we talked about the MVP, and I'm gonna switch it out. We are going to get back into sharing my screen. All right, so we are back. Let's see, and we are making this bot. So we got a tech stack, right? So generally, when you're at a company, they've hired you because you already have the same programming skills as the most people on the team, right? They'll say, you've been hired for a Golang position, you've been hired for a Python position. So, but because it's me by myself, I am the entrepreneur, I'm the creator of this, I can do whatever I want. And so here's a big question. I know many languages. What language do I want to do? Do I want to do it in Rust? Right? Why would I? Let me get a close up on myself. Why would I want to do a language in Rust? Well, if I wanted the program to be able to run till the end of the earth, not have any bugs, no one to be able to hack it, then I would pick Rust. But this Discord bot is just a toy. It's going to be something that, I don't know, maybe it could be great, maybe it could be trash, right? So I would not pick Rust for this. Rust is also a pain in the butt to write. I don't even know Rust, right? I can't even pick Rust. I'm just giving you an analogy, but these are things that I have to think about on my day-to-day job, like measuring the trade-offs and then picking a solution based upon a reason. I can do Python. I know Python. Python is a beauty to write, right? But it's probably the slowest language that you will ever see in production. However, Instagram uses Python exclusively. They're a big Python shop, right? But you guys don't need critical performance when you're scrolling through Instagram, right? When you are seeing new images, they're having them computed. You don't necessarily need the fastest system. However, Python is a dynamic language, so it is more bug prone. Like I talked about Rust compared to Python. Like these two languages, Python and Rust, do different things. One of them is a pleasure to write in. One of them is a pain in the ass. One of them is a pain to maintain, which is Python. One of them, maintaining it is beautiful. So right? When you have critical software, right? Like Discord, you want to get as many messages out as fast as possible. Audio, like, could you imagine having a call with somebody in Python and it would take 5 seconds just to hear them come back and forth? Like, you don't want none of that. You want it to be as fast as possible. So there are some use cases where we are might want to use something like Rust, but in this case, for Discord bot, I think Rust would be a pain in the butt. So I'm gonna say let's say Python for now. Um, so what cloud do I want to use? Right? Like we talked about the tech stack. Do I want to use? Oh my god. Oh, there it is. Man, I am learning new things every day. All right, there we go. So we talked about the cloud. Like, what do I want to use for cloud? Do I want to use AWS? Right? I have a lot of experience in that. What is AWS? What is AWS, right? Basically, back in the day, let's say me and you had a tech startup. We would buy a whole bunch of computers and they would sit on a rack. They would sit on a rack. And these computers would be the thing that we deploy to. And you see that a lot in like banks, American Express. They have or even a law firm, they have on premise servers. That way, if they get hacked, they know if AWS gets hacked, they don't get hacked, right? There's some benefits to that. But let's say my app, me and your app, it scales up to 1 million users, right? Now that rack is super hot. It's so hot. We need to put fans on it. We need to buy more racks. It can't even fit in our, let's say, our apartment or our office anymore. Like, we have to manage that. And so that's where AWS comes in. AWS is like, hey, we'll manage that. Oh my gosh, let me see something. Let me finish my statement. AWS, I forgot to put my Ethernet cord in. That's what I remember. But back to what I'm saying. AWS is a place where you can pay for what you use, right? If it scales up to 1 million, AWS will scale up with us. And if we scales down, let's say we have no customers anymore, it'll scale down, and we pay for what we use. And this is what we call the cloud. So give me 1 second. I'm actually going to put my Ethernet cord in. Woo! All right, guys. All right, I'm back. So AWS is a great option, although it's not the best option, right? Like, I don't imagine that my app is going to scale up to millions of users. I'm not going to need a Kubernetes cluster. I'm not going to need any of that stuff. So I would say I would use something they used to use Hero Code, but I would say something like Fly.io, right? It's a lesser cloud. It's on the edge. And they have a different business model, right? It's going to be a lot easier to get a server up and running. And that brings me, like anytime we talk about APIs, we're talking about a server. So what is the difference between a server and so you probably heard Discord server, you probably heard music server, a YouTube server. What is a server? What are we talking about? So I'm going to make a square. Can I do that? All right, there we go. Can I move you? All right, we have our square. So we have, let's say this is a server. How does the internet work, right? Whenever you go on the web and you look at a I don't know why it's doing that. We're gonna keep it there. Whenever you go on the web and you look at a server or go to a web page, excuse me, whenever you go to a web page, what's basically happening is your computer is talking to a server somewhere on the internet. It's being routed through a DNS to the server in somebody's cloud. Maybe it's in AWS. AWS has a lot of computers all around the world. Maybe it's at GCP. But basically, the internet was built on routing people to servers and talking to a certain port in there. So a server in my day-to-day job is basically like a restaurant. It is a restaurant. Like somebody comes in to a restaurant and they ask for something to eat, they get served something, and then the customer's on their way. And so basically, that's what a restaurant is for us in the context of programming. We get requests, like somebody's asking us for a, like, let's say we have an API that's serving a application. We have to respond. We have to give them a response, right? Here's the HTML page, or here's our YouTube. Here's YouTube information on that user. Here's whatever. So a server is pretty heavy duty. Something. Let's go back into this, and we'll say we'll make another dot, which is no, I wanted this. Let's say, what is a lambda? I don't know why it's on the side. So lambdas are big. If you are a computer science student and you want a job and you have lambdas on your resume, you are goated. People know that you can be trusted because this is like a lambda is something smaller than a server. Let's say that it is a food truck, which is you don't own that server, like you don't deploy code to that server, or you don't own it. It's a food truck that you rent that like AWS or whatever you're working for has for you. And as soon as it's done, it goes to sleep. And we're just going to put that there. So we have lambdas and servers, which make up a lot of the APIs that we work on. Lambdas are really good when you have something small, a request that's not doing a lot, and you don't need a server. Then you use a lambda, and those are big in computer science right now. Those are the building blocks of it. If you have any questions, see we got some people in here, just let me know. But so we have our lambda. We have lambdas as a possible solution of things that we can do. And we're going to put that, and we're going to I don't know. This thing is weird, but I'm glad I have it. So we got our YouTube APIs, we got Discord, we got Python, we got Flydale, right? So this is going to be some research, right? I have to do some research. Like, let's say I go to Discord right now, and we're going to get a close up. Let's go back over here. Let's say I go to Discord right now, and I realize, hey, Discord does not allow you to enter in commands, right? Which I know is probably wrong, but that's great. That's great news because somebody has to find my business requirements, right? The sooner I understand when something is impossible, the better. The worst thing you can do as a programmer is to start a project Let me see. I'm trying to get a timestamp for this. There we go. The worst thing you can do as a programmer is that somebody writes you a doc or a business requirement, you write a design, you jump straight into code and you figure out something is impossible. When that happens, then you've wasted everybody's time because now you have to come up with a new solution. And if you see what happens this happens in programming interviews as well. Like I'll jump into a problem thinking that I have it solved, and that is the complete wrong way to go. Hopefully the interviewer is kind of jerk, stop you in your tracks before you do something like that. But yeah, like this is my job. I have to go like you see here. Let's use this as an example. I don't have any experience with YouTube APIs. I don't have any experience with Discord APIs. I've never written a Discord bot before. And what I am doing right here, as far as I know, it's never been done before. And so you can see sometimes, like as a software engineer, I'm doing something, even though this is very minute, nobody is doing it like me. Like, what if I asked ChatGPT right now, hey, I want a Discord bot and I want to see a leaderboard anytime I do that. Let's do that as an example. We're going to go to ChatGPT, and this is for you guys to think that ChatGPT can do my job, right? Let's go to ChatGPT. Hopefully nothing inappropriate comes up. So we're on ChatGPT. Let's see. We're not signed in. And I'm going to sit over here, you guys, and I want this as a timestamp. So I have defined these business requirements, right? I want a Discord bot that is going to create a leaderboard of all the users in there, right? So we're going to ask ChatGPT and we're going to make it clear. Hey, I would like for you to write, actually, excuse me, I'm not even on the same page. So we're going to stop sharing my screen and we're going to share and we're going to get on Discord. I mean, not Discord. We're going to get in ChatGPT. So we're in ChatGPT, right? We're a programmer. I know what I want, right? What I'm asking for is not that hard, but let's say I want a Discord bot. I would like a Discord bot that can view a leaderboard. That I want a Discord bot that enters a command and displays a leaderboard of all the users in the game. The program should be written in Python. The program should be written in Python, right? Let's see if I can make this bigger. You guys need to complain when it's not big. So I don't know why. I don't want to see this stuff. Yeah, all right, great. The program should be in Python. Right? I don't care. I want the database. Let's say I want the database to be in SQLite. What else information do I want to give it? So I said, I want a Discord bot, Instagram, write it for me. So I've asked ChatGPT a question, or I've given it a command to write a Discord bot that enters a command and displays a leaderboard of all the users in the game. The program should be in Python. I want it to be the database. The database should be in SQLite. Write it for me. So, right, I've entered something quite complex. Let's see what ChatGPT can do. So look, it's written me a Discord bot and it's given a command leaderboard, right? Great. That's great. Like this is useful in some ways, right? I can see it has a leaderboard. It's generated a database, has a cursor, fetch all, and it'll show the leaderboards and it'll make a row and it'll print it for me. Bot command, leaderboards, and it'll print it for me. So this is a great starting point. So we see the Discord commands. But yeah, it's great. Let me see. Can you deploy this app to fly? And can you deploy this code to AWS? Or no, that doesn't make any sense, right? So it's just a script, and the script is running on Discord, right? So it's giving me a little bit. And I would say we're probably not even done. There's a lot of design that probably has to go into this to fulfill like some of the things that I'm thinking about. I don't know if we could run this code. Create a Python script bot PI, define your Discord bot behavior, running the bot, replace your bot token with the actual Discord bot token, run the script. So it looks like, so they're giving us a little bit of advice that we need to get a bot token on the Discord server. And so, yeah, there's more information, but this is a great starting point. Oh, we got two people in here. What up, my guy, Pilgrimage? And what up, ADV Rasha Shaldari? And I don't even know how to say your name, my guy. The end? But yeah, so you see ChatGPT is helpful. It is helpful for defining some stuff, but this is not complete. And perhaps I might even change my mind. Maybe I don't even want SQLite in the future. Maybe I want a NoSQL database. But these are all the questions I'm defining, right? In my bot. And this looks good enough for now, but maybe I would need another command to enter the game. Let's do something else. Can you add to this code so that it tracks user habits via and let me give you guys a close up via habits via the YouTube API. So look, it's describing, we're seeing some API tokens. I don't want to see recent YouTube activities. I want to see if they've liked the video, then whatever. So yeah, it didn't really, maybe I could have said this a little bit better. Maybe I could have said something a little bit better. But yeah, see, and that's the problem. Sometimes as an engineer, I don't even know what I want to ask. Like it all starts with me. How do I define my problems? What are my problems? How do I want to get there? These are things that I have to do as a software engineer. And this is why it's hard to replace me as a software engineer just because the computer can tell you can tell the computer what to do, but the computer can't tell you what to do. I can tell you what to do. And so let's get back to the Escaladrone. So we're taking a look. We've seen that it is good enough, right? It can generate some code, but it can't give me the end. I have to go do research on my own into the Discord bot, into the YouTube APIs. And then I have to define some more business requirements. Then I have to know how does the internet work, what my tech stack is going to be, how I'm going to make this bot. And yeah, like the game, if I had this in my Discord bot right now, like this would be great. But you have to know so many different facets of the game, right? I talked about you have to know how to program in Python. You have to know a little bit about the cloud and how that works. You have to be able to research the YouTube API and the Discord API. Let's pull that down. And mastering all these concepts takes time. Like some of the stuff, you're not gonna get in school. Like school did not teach me how to do some of this stuff. Oftentimes, I would go to class and my teachers would be like, "Hey, um, my job is not to teach you a damn thing." Yeah, or my professors, excuse me. My job is not to teach you a damn thing. My job is to tell you what to look at, and you should go study on your own. And I thought this dude was a jackass, right? Like, what the fuck am I paying you for? Why am I, giving you 60 grand in tuition if you're not going to teach me anything? But he has a point. Some people cannot teach you. I cannot, in order for me to teach you how to fish, I have to put you in the water and I have to put you in a situation where you have to overcome. I cannot always just feed you a fish because you will get used to me. And so a big part of my job is just figuring out what to do. Of course, with experience, I don't have to think what to do. I know where to go, right? I know I want flight out. I know I want the cloud. But it comes with understanding what it takes to bring an app from an idea all the way up to built. And so this is what my job looks like. Maybe I would write a doc on how I would think. Maybe I have my YouTube APIs, I have my Discord, I know how I'm going to deploy it to my server. And yeah, once I know all of that stuff, then I would write a document, I would make a diagram, and then I would present it to my team. And they would give me feedback. Maybe they say, "Hey, we don't want Python, we want Java." Like maybe we want Fly.o. Instead of Fly.o, we want to do it in AWS. I have to be flexible, right? Maybe they'll say "Hey, instead of using a server, do you want to use a Lambda? Like this doesn't seem that big." So it's like, imagine this. I've spent all this hours defining these requirements, writing this doc, and then somebody is just like, "Hey, I want you to start over. I want you to start all the way over from the beginning." I cannot be married to this idea. We might even let's say I get into this Discord bot. I do some analysis and I realize nobody wants this. Nobody wants to use this. Nobody's going to use it at all. Sometimes the right answer is to throw away the entire project. I have a limited amount of time. Let's say I didn't have a job right now and I wanted to create a startup so that I can make money to live. Just because I'm inspired and I have an idea does not necessarily mean that I should do it. Like if it's not going to make money, if I can't prove that people want this thing, then it's a waste of time. Like even though I could think I've had I can't tell you guys how many ideas I've had where I felt so inspired. I thought I was going to make all this money, and then I didn't make an MVP, right? I put all these hours in and I didn't get anywhere, right? Because it's not always about inspiration. It's about discipline. It's about doing the investigation work and defining ambiguity. If you guys are watching my stream earlier, I talked about cleaning your room. Cleaning your room is a way to be a better software engineer. And because now you get to see what I'm talking about. Like I need to organize information. I need to spot. I need to make decisions on ambiguous problems. And being organized makes things a lot easier to spot issues. Excuse me. And so I think we have some more questions. What are some good projects to make? What are some good projects to make? What about this project? Make a Discord bot. Make a Discord bot that plays music. Make a Discord bot that it's already been done before. But sometimes do things that you love. Like I'm in the Discord, I'm in the YouTube, right? And these two things together, I've come up with this idea. It doesn't necessarily have to make you a whole lot of money. It can be just to learn a new programming language. Like I didn't even talk about that. I've been thinking about learning a new programming language, and this project is not that difficult. And it could be a great way to get my feet wet with a new programming language. So it could be good like that. Yeah, think about the things you love. I don't know. Maybe you love Uber. Maybe you love DoorDash. See what APIs they have and make a call. Build it in the cloud and then put it on your resume. Put it on GitHub. I would do something with ChatGPT right now. Like I don't know, like ChatGPT. I don't know, but whatever. I've been thinking about. I'm gonna be honest with you guys. I've been thinking about making a what is it? A calendar app through ChatGPT. Like it's small, it's niche, and it'll hopefully I'll learn a lot of things along the way. Like um, so whenever you think about a project, you want to make sure that you're doing something that it's new, it'll challenge you a bit, but also remember make it small. You don't have to make $1 billion corporation in a month. Like maybe my chat gpt app or my discord bot app, what is the mvp? Let's define that. So we're going to come back up here. What does the mvp look like? I don't even know. I did it once and I can't do it again. There it is. What is my mvp for this project? Well, let me see. I'm going to get a close up on the screen. Why is it not scrolling? Why are we not scrolling? I don't know why this thing is not working. Make a Devin clone? Give me 1 second. I'm going to reshare my screen. Right. So we're back. What is the minimum viable product for my for my product? Right. Let's say we have a Discord app. How about we enter a command? We enter a command and see a leaderboard. That would probably be step one, right? I think step two. How about we post a link and whoever clicks on it gains 1 point. And that's probably going to need, that's probably a minimal viable product too. And then on offline, leaderboards, we enter command to link our YouTube account and anytime we post a link with the command, whoever watches it gets another point. Whoever watches it gets another point, right? So I have these 3 MVPs, right? We enter command and see a leaderboard. How long do you think that's going to take? I just did a chat GPT of how to make a bot command. It'd probably take me 4 hours, right? How good would that feel, right? You might think, hey, just to do that, if it only took you 4 hours, it should not be that satisfying. But no, that's great. It's just great start. And it's something I can do in my spare time. Let's move this out of the way. It's something I can do in my spare time. And so that's what it means to be a minimum viable product. You start with something small, you build upon it, and then you make it into that. And so, yeah, I might do some of this off camera, but yeah, and some of this is going to require a little bit of a server. But the second one is going to be, like, looking at this, the second one is going to be a little bit tougher because I imagine you're going to have to integrate with, you're going to have to store some, you're going to have a web page somewhere if you want to like redirect. I don't know if I can do that all in Discord, but it's going to require some research. And then the third one is definitely, that's a big one. And so that would be the card. Like, just as we talked about earlier, we start with something small and then build it all the way up. That's the way to play this game. And so, yeah, like, there's a part of us, right, that wants to be undisciplined. We don't want to clean our room, and we don't want to make the code. We want to do things in a wild, dysfunctional way. But we at the same time, we want to feel like we finished the app. But that's not how things work. It's work. It's discipline. That's what makes you a software engineer. Following, making a plan, and sticking with the plan, right? I define a lot of different things, right? I've had an MVP. I have programming languages. I did business requirements. Like, this is what I would do if I was in a startup. See, I own less of this working at a company like Twitch. I only have to worry about the code, but bringing a product from zero to finished requires a whole lot of discipline and a whole lot of investigation because I just don't know everything. I don't know everything about the front end. I don't know everything about the back end. I don't know everything about Python, but I know a lot about all these different things that I could bring it together. And so I think that is my spiel on what I do on my day-to-day job. Like, I've just defined requirements, and I think I'm ready to start at least. But yeah, I might build this off stream and like come back and show you guys what it looks like. But yeah, this is where I'm at. Thank you for tuning in. All right, so we have a few more questions. Let's move you over here. I'm hella bored. I made AI that plays Fruit Ninja. I'm nothing in mind. Yeah, I think you're doing great if you did all that. And make a Devin AI, make a Devin clone. Yeah, I don't know, but I'm glad you liked it. I think I haven't done a like serious programming video like this, so but yeah, I thought I liked it. Like, I would watch this if I didn't know me. If somebody else would have did it black or white. So I think we're going in the right direction. If you guys have any more questions, I think I'm going to end it here. But other than that, yeah, guys, like, I just want to say, I've been like, before I even started the stream, I've been going through a lot of work issues, man. And there's so many things I wish I want to tell you guys, but it's just not the time. There's a time for tears, and there's a time for being quiet. There's a time to scream, and there's a time to, just wait. So this is not a time. Hopefully I can continue to build a community with you guys and continue to grow this channel. I really enjoy getting an opportunity to talk with you guys. And yeah, that's what it is. All right. I guess nobody else has any more questions. I'm going to end it here. Peace.